Okay, so
good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ha for Hope with our host. Our hostess with the most is Ha Tran, author of Ha for Hope, and I am your co-host Sabrina Watson, founder at networklivevirtually.com, and we have Jeremy Murphy with us this morning. And today we're going to talk about what you would do if you knew your success was guaranteed. For those of you who don't know, Ha Tran is a life coach as well as an author. So take it away, Miss Ha.
oh, thank you very much. Hey, Jeremy, thank you very much for joining us. Maybe you just can tell our viewer a little bit about yourself too, before we go on what we're talking about, the topic of today.
Sure. Thank you, Ha and Sabrina. My name is Jeremy Murphy. I am the creator of the Positivity Patrol. I'm a life coach, running coach, nutrition consultant, attorney, recovering attorney. That's another story. I'm going to try to keep that out of this. But I have many interests, and I guess some of them involve the law. Some of them don't. Some of them involve transforming your life in positive ways, similar to what Ha is doing. Just really excited that our paths have crossed, and excited about the future.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. And, in that line of thought, I want to say thank you to everyone who come in to join us, because, again, I know that there's places you need to go, you have things to do, but the fact that you spend time with us, I appreciate you and I honor your presence. And, we were talking about, earlier, Sabrina, talking about this is the season of giving thanks and, to appreciate and with the holidays and what you guys doing. I know that a lot of blab out there doing about what are you grateful for. I thought of that, but I thought that what I want to continue what I'm doing, that if I can have something and that sparkle your thinking, that will be good. Because sometimes that during the holiday, you tend to worry about something else and you just say, oh, what the heck with it. Right now it's December. I will start again in January. But sometimes that is the final stretch that we need to finish it, and so that is what I'm challenged you, Sabrina, Jeremy, and all of our people come to our blab, and that is what would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed?
I really want to take that first, you guys, because I really have something very specific that I would do. And in fact, it is one of my goals.
Yes.
And my success, I believe that my success is guaranteed, and I believe that I will get there. So I'm not concerned about that. One of the things that I was just telling you that as soon as we're done with this blab, I actually have to go shopping because somebody reached out to me on Facebook about a local family in need. And so I am going to go take care of underwear and socks for all the children in the family right after we get off this blab, because they apparently don't even have that. So having said that, I just want to remind people that there are people out there that are so much less fortunate than us. In my area, there are at least 20 known families that live in the woods. And one of the other issues for me is the deplorable state of our foster care system. And I don't want to get on a whole rant about that, so I'm not going to go there. But I am going to say that one of my longtime goals my entire life, and I do believe that I'll be able to fulfill this, in the next 10 years, is that I would like to start a ranch for children in the foster care environment that can come and find everything that they need. Freedom and role models and a safe place to live and a warm place to be and someplace that will meet all their needs. And, someday maybe I'll have a whole country full of those ranches. I don't know. But that is one of my goals. It's a big goal indeed, but I'll make it. So there you go.
Wow, this is a very powerful statement, and that is your goal. Then, I would like to asking all the people in the room, and including myself, is something that we can do. how little we can do, we certainly would love to help as well, because I know that sometimes that we want to cry that we don't have this and that, but just to look around us, we have a whole lot more than most people.
We have so much. Hi, Mary Beth.
Hey,
Hi, Mary
Sabrina,
Beth.
Jeremy. Hi, how are you?
Well,
Jeremy, you inspired me on your last blab, so I signed up for a 5K.
All right. Yay.
All right.
I'm
Amazing.
going back out tomorrow morning.
Good. Good for you, Mary Beth.
Yeah, I'm so envy of those guys. Do you run, Sabrina? Because those guys,
I actually have always wanted to be, but I have a bad left knee, and every time I try, it messes up the knee, and then I end up not being able to walk for a month. So I have pretty much given that up.
Okay, so I think that we continue to keep those people in our mind, and we certainly keep our eyes and ears open if there is opportunity for us to do something. And I think that I encourage everybody to do it, because it's such a privilege to be able to extend your assistance to somebody who is in need, especially during the holiday seasons. And let me get back into what would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed? So, Jeremy, take a shot at it, will you please?
I will. Thank you, Ha. It's a fantastic question, and it's a deep question. And for me, I feel that I've been given gifts to help people transform their lives, and I need to make that reach its fullest potential. So the Positivity Patrol book that I'm writing, I have to get that finished. I have to get it published. There are enough people that need that help. I've got to get that out there. I'm also doing a Positivity Patrol video course. I'll be releasing that. There'll be a free component and an 8-part advanced component. But this is a very tough time of the year for people. And, that people who are anxious, stressed, depressed, people with mental illness, they really struggle with depression and things like that this time of year. So one thing I'm going to try to do is to try to be aware of that and to try to help people that come to me with those issues and try to find ways that I can help them, either one-on-one or, in small groups, something like that. I'm trying to customize the help that I'm providing and try to make sure that I know who needs help and how I can provide it. And I also want to develop my Positivity Patrol website a little more. It's kind of bare bones right now, and I'm trying to provide richer content, more video content, the written content. I have several books that I'm writing right now. I want to get them all published while I still have time and the creativity to fuel them to the finish line too.
So Jeremy is a very dear friend of mine, so I can say this. No trying, Jeremy.
I know.
Do it.
Yeah. True story right there.
I shouldn't have used
Jeremy,
that word.
if you want to get those books published, get in touch with me.
Okay.
I know some folks that I can get you in touch with, and we can get those books written. So get in touch
I appreciate that, Mary Beth. Thank you very much.
Okay, Miss Mary Beth, what would you do? Again, I want to think bigger. Wait, I want to think it bigger. Just close your eye and imagine that you walk, along the beach, and then you found a magic lamp, and then you just rub it, and the genie pop out, and then said that I will grant you 3 or 4 wishes, and so if you can think of the outrageous thing to asking for, what will that be? Because with what you guys doing, that is the great purpose. You know exactly what you do, and you know that because you have such a passion for it, and you know that you will not fail. But let's push it a little. So if you get the genie to grant you 3 or 4 wishes, that you can have it. What the limit can you push? How far you can push? And what is the the most thing that you can think of?
Wow. Yeah. I tell you what though, I am incredibly, incredibly blessed, because over the years, when I look back, in a lot of ways, I've been extremely successful doing things that I've always wanted to do. I'm in the process of getting my first book published. I reopened my practice, my psychotherapy practice. It'll be 2 years in January, and each year just gets better and better and better. This is the third time that I've done this. Went on a hiatus for several years and tried other things, but I always keep going back to what I know and who I am, and that guarantees me my success. Being in my sweet spot, being what I do best, and that's helping people with mental illness, actually, with substance abuse, with I've done a lot in my career. I have done worked with every single population that you can think of, but I think that I have been very successful in just about everything that I've done. And it's just the little things that you do every single day that gets you to that success.
True.
Every day, every single day. It's, and it's like right now I got my other computer open to my manuscript. So it's like I got that going, and I do a lot of research. So I've been researching, different ways of doing things in my business. But that I know will pop because I got you guys.
Absolutely.
for support, I mean, I've just been incredibly blessed, and when I look back on my life, and I just am, I'm just really thrilled to be here, and anybody can create anything that they want to. And I know Jeremy's last blab when he talked about his running streak, and anybody could start somewhere. And like I always talk to you about, it's 1 mile, 1 step at a time. And that's how you guarantee your success. And that's that's what I live by. I live by that 1 step, 1 mile at a time. Cause like a lot of people go, I can't do a half marathon. I didn't think I could do it either. Here I am, I'm 53 years old, and I ran 4 half marathons just this year. And with my husband, he injured his hamstring last year during the Halloween half marathon, but he kept going. And I kept telling him, please don't injure yourself anymore. Please don't injure yourself anymore. And so we kind of took a little bit of a break after San Diego, and now we're going to get back into, we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks too. And that's what guarantees your success. It is that just taking that 1 step at a time. People go, I can't do this, I can't do that. Actually, what I plan on doing, I entered a speech contest for Toastmasters, and my speech title is I Can.
Wow, that's great.
That's going to be my speech title.
Congratulations.
Because you can, and that's what guarantees your success. Is that there are times, yes, like you just said, we moan and complain, we don't have this and that, and I wish I had more money. We all wish we had that. But again, it's just taking those steps every single day is what gets us there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that patience, it's patience, because I've been patient for the last 8 years.
I hear that.
I've been patient. It's like, okay. And I told my husband, I said, you know what? This year was the year of our daughter because she got married. I told my husband, I said, next year is the year of Kevin and Mary Beth.
I hear that. True story, right?
That's right.
Mary Beth, I have Roy on the sidebar, and he said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. That's the Henry Ford quote. But what I heard you guys talking about, the 3 people from 3 different place it in the world. And you guys have one thing in common, because you do what you love. You do with such a passions. That's why success is so guaranteed, because you know that the journey is long. You know, you will get there. But that what we're talking about, do what you love, and that's not so much about that what you love, but you do it with such a purpose, with such a compassion. I have to, you know, I wish that I can have the 3 machine that I can just shoot out the prop to you guys, because that is that's the most amazing thing. Okay, now. Let me repeat this. I know you follow your heart, you follow your passion, and you start to have a compassionate heart. You will get to where that you needed to go, and you will get to wherever you needed to do. But I want to put a little bit harder out there somewhere, something that is, you know, how about a deep secret in your heart that the only one you can imagine, and you don't want to share with somebody because somebody will attacking your dream because they don't know anything about you, your capability, and your talent and your gift. So now is the time that to talking about something that's so outrageous. But see, if you can think of, you can say it, you pretty much get it.
Okay, I know it's outrageous. I want to buy a yacht and travel around the world and do video video training.
And I'm
still
going to
make money.
That's a daring one. That's why I want to hear that.
When do we leave?
I want to say, I'm going to be so rich, Mary Beth, I'm going to fly in and hang out periodically on your yacht, and then I'll fly back out to work.
Exactly. We're going to have like a carrier for everybody to fly in and out.
That's right.
Woohoo! That's great. That is the outrageous, and that's the thing that, I mean, put it out there. But you know, if you see it, you know, I mean,
I love the water. That's why I live in Florida, and that's why I live like a mile from the beach, because I'm just so drawn to the water. But being out in the open water on the ocean is just amazing. It's amazing.
You know, let me share with you. I did a lot of speaking, and I talked to the junior high classes and
Lab Island.
And
I like that.
That's what when I talk with them, and I want them to push their dream, their imagination to the limit. And, you know, for a 14 years old kid, and I said, you know, if, you know, someday, 15 years from now, if you read the headline talking about you from the Time magazine, from the Boston Globe, from any trade magazine, what you want them to say about you? And it's just phenomenal, because those kids can dream. You know, when I stood in front of them, I'm such a humble feeling, because, you know, if I can make that impact, if one of that kid become a president, you know, my message will help about millions of people, because if one of them become a president of this great country, they are in the most powerful position. They can make the difference. And one of the kids said that want to be the scientist to do the research and find the cure for cancer. And, you know, from the Olympic runner to everything. I mean, see, they dare to dream, because, you know, when I'm talking about, if you know that you will not fail, what will you do? And then if money, not the thing to concern, what would you do? And that is the thing that you push yourself to the limit, because whatever your goal you want to get to, you know, you don't, you know, or any outside conditioning is no longer valid, because just assuming that you have everything you needed to go on that journey. So what will you do? So for Mary Beth at a yacht. So you,
well,
Sabrina,
being out there in the middle of the ocean, you don't get all the noise that you do here. You know, you don't get the 24-hour news cycle. You don't get the negativity. You're just out there, and it's just peaceful.
for the person with such a compassion, love people, and you want to so stay away from us. What's the matter with you?
No. I told you we're going to have what did Roy say? We're going to have a blab island.
Oh, yeah, Blab Island. I like that. Let's do a Blab Island, Roy. You should start that show, Blab Island.
If
I
you
love
leave
it.
if you leave it up to Roy, he is the terminology creator. Soon enough, he will have, the culture of the only language that people follow him or encounter with him will understand what he's talking about. Like Jeremy, for instance, he keep on talking about net friending all the time. And then, if you hear the word, the way they put together, you go into not a networking, you go in there to cultivate the relationship, as a person to person before you do any networking. I think that's brilliant.
Yep.
So what is the most bold, daring dream that you have, Miss Sabrina?
Sorry, my dog's looking for attention.
Oh,
I know.
Is that a dog
hello.
lover too?
Say hello.
hi, sweetie. I have 3 pugs.
He's not a puppy. He's 3.5 years old, so that's as big as he's getting.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Hal. What was the question?
The question is if money, time, and no other thing that needed, what will you dream? What is your biggest? What can you push to the limit?
Well, like I said, I really have these goals for having these a ranch or these ranches where, the children in our foster system in this country can find a place to be safe and warm and loved and to learn and to be provided with opportunities. So that's probably one of my biggest dreams. And I would spend a lot of time traveling because I want to see our world because there's so many amazing places out there. I would spend a lot of time giving, I guess. So, yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Jeremy?
I love the idea of traveling more. And I think what I envision is trying to influence thousands, maybe millions of people with the Positivity Patrol. If I could get millions of people locking arms with me on that, I think we could transform the world. And for me, like Sabrina started to say, I think it's in boundless giving that we reach our goals and our full potential. And it's when we try to limit how much we give that, then we find that things aren't going as well. So, I guess trying to find ways to boundlessly give what I have to help others and transform their lives. If I can do that in a meaningful way and, help people turn their lives around, I think I can consider life a success. I would have to consider it a success.
As I listen to you guys, again, you guys, the most 3 brilliant people that I know and I share the square with. Believe it because, I truly believe in the power of the benefit of the benefit. Let's say that one person, you change their person's life, their spouses or their spouse or the people they encounter with their family will be benefit from that. And, together, that ripple will go further and further. And, when you think that you help one person, you're helping 10,000 people. And if you think you're helping 10,000 people, it can go out there to millions of people. And like what Mary Beth talking about, when you want to change something, you have to change yourself first. Or Gandhi said, you have to change. What did Gandhi said? That is, you have to be the change that you want to see in the world.
Right.
And if you can make that change, and it doesn't matter how little that is, and because if you make that change, you can make the change in the whole entire world. Because if everybody think the same thing, if you create a moment, and for every moment, if we have the momentum, we will have the monumental result. If we do it consistent enough, and we do it with such a passion like you have, we do with all of our well-being and with the thing that we want to change the world. I think that you, the three of you, and I hope that the people who listen to us too, that is can be the engine, the little that engine that could. We just have to go out there and to change the world.
I like
one
that
person,
part.
yeah, one person at a time.
Good sound effects.
Because it's so exciting.
You're right.
So exciting. Now, okay, so here, what is Roy said? My dream, a people search engine where heart center. I cannot read fast enough. Can you read it, Jeremy?
A people search engine where heart-centered entrepreneurs can easily be found for net friending and for purchasing the finest products and services those folks have to offer. Well, that's just a website. Go build it, Roy.
It's more complicated than a website. It's a conceptual. It's a different conceptual plane of operating. It's a different mode of operation than we're doing. I think it's deeper than just a website. That's my understanding.
There you go.
It's more metaphysical than that, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, here is, the way when you talk about the website and we talk about search engine, and I think that our mind, when you talk about Google, you go to the Google, you search for something, and our mind that you can really put in the same thing that we request, because if we give enough time, our mind can deliver. It's just like the engine, because our mind is such a wonderful thing. It can think, it can process, and it will make it happen. So if we're thinking about to change the world, we want to thinking about helping the people. If we do something about it, not just wishing, hoping, or to thinking that maybe my neighbor will do it. If you're thinking about that, you need to, get off your seat and do it. Because for the optimistic person, go out doing something. For the pessimistic, will sit back and said, I'm just one person. I cannot make any change. So believe me, anything we can do together, we can do a great thing.
Right. It starts with one person.
Yes.
And it
Absolutely.
starts with me. It starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and if we're willing to take on that responsibility, just like a lot of people say, you have to be the smartest person, or you have to have that money, but if you are a smartest person, or sometimes that we don't care how much smart you are, but by doing something, we know how much you care. And for my speaking at the school, I will tell you, I will share with you the message, that very humbling experience for me, because every child in there, sometimes he or she just need to hear you say that I believe in you. And that what, I cannot wait until 15 years later, I will see the change in those kids, and then the world that will change by those kids. Because, so for instance, they thinking about it. But, that are for too. Because as adult, we think that, the children today are so spoiled, so with the entertainment and this and that, and we don't cut them some slack. But, kids just like us, there's some good and some bad and some just like great. And, if we look into those kids and we know the potential is there, and we help them to nurture and to cultivate that, and, and then, and the final touch was that I believe in you. I'm truly cannot wait to see 15 from now to see what the world will affecting by those kids.
Well, what's interesting is that sometimes you don't see the change right away. It's a change over time. It's your consistency of that love and that compassion every day that builds on that, and then later on you just start to see them blossom. And it's just great, because there's times when, sometimes I don't think that I'm actually reaching people, but I really am. And they'll come back maybe 2 to 5 years later and say, it was something that you said on this day that really changed my life. And, and you may not even remember it, but it's just being consistent. It's just being there for them. We live in such a disposable society, and we can no longer do that. We have to continue to be consistent with people, give them the time that they need, be patient with them, love them, and be compassionate. Because that's how we're going to have, that's how our next generation, if we want the next generation to be loving and compassionate, it starts with us, and we have to be consistent with them. And we can't just say, well, I'm not going to help you anymore because you're not doing what I say you should be doing. But a lot of times when people come for help, they may not want it then, but you know what? Later, you don't know that they're actually working on it until much later.
Mary Beth, I want to kind of address that too, because you said something that really caught me for a second. And you said, you never know what that trigger or what that thing might be.
Yep.
So I want to tell you a real brief story. I had a situation with like a group of my friends, big group of friends that all hang out together. And one of their daughters was moving back to the area where we all were from another area. And she was an adult daughter with children. And she had been struggling with addiction for a really long time. And so she was hanging out with all of us, and she had become friends with all of the people in the group. It was a pretty big group. There was about 75 of us that ran together at that particular time. We rode motorcycles together. And so we were having a beer one day at the bar, and she was talking about some old boyfriend from this other area moving back to this area with her. And I looked at her and I said, you do understand that if you do that, you will be ostracized from this group. Because we knew the boyfriend was part of the addiction problem, And I said, she said, what? I said, you understand that if you do that, you will be ostracized from this group and this new family that you've developed, because we don't want somebody like that in our midst. So you'll be ostracized. And she just looked at me kind of dumbfounded. And I never really thought about it. But shortly thereafter, she went into treatment, and she's been clean for 5.5 years. So one day I was congratulating her on her treatment, because she's still hanging out with us clearly. And one day I congratulated her on her treatment, and she said to me, no, it's you I have to thank for that. Nice. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, when you told me that I would be ostracized from the group, I knew that something had to change.
Wow.
And she went out and got clean.
That's true, because people want to belong and be accepted.
Yeah.
And sometimes sometimes it takes people a little bit longer to catch on, but my advice is to never give up on people at all. No matter how bad somebody is or what we think that they are, never give up on anyone at all. Because again, I cannot stress this enough, we live in such a disposable society to where we just throw people away. And you know what? Sometimes we're no better than what they are.
Oh, no. And Mary Beth, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I was, trying to not help her, but she wasn't making any effort.
And sometimes people don't. It depends on their readiness. People have to be ready to make that move. And obviously she was.
Yeah,
so I had it off to her.
I didn't know she was, but yeah, clearly she was.
Exactly. So obviously she'd been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah, I think that sometimes you just what Mary Beth said. Yeah, we kind of have to exercise tough love, but again, we say it, but we ready to be have their back to support them. But sometimes it needs to be said, because if you keep on not saying something, you have done more disservice to that person than you saying something. Sometimes you want to be liked so much, you're afraid to say it. But that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of love, because you're willing to lose her and in order to change her. Right?
Right. But also keep the glimmer of the door open. Always keep the door open just a little bit. Doesn't mean that they have to come slamming in and stomping on you, but keep it open just a little bit and just let them know periodically, you know what, I love you, I'm here for you, but at this time, I cannot accept this behavior.
Yeah, I like that idea, because sometimes that something needs to be said. We say it, and but again, just like our own China, we say we eat it and we wash it, but we just cannot using that Mary Beth keep on saying. about the paper plate. You just don't toss it away. They are our China. You know, using it, eating it, wash it, dry it, put it away, and then you know the time that you bring it out again, that's not something that you know to toss away. But again,
but again, it is boundaries, for sure. It's boundaries, setting boundaries, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that take a lot.
Well, I think you have to decide what you're going to tolerate.
Exactly.
What you're willing to surround yourself with. You know?
Yeah. So no, see, you know, we change because, you know, we will make the change because we want to see the change in the world. And I think that, you know, I don't know, we set a trend at the moment here, but I certainly thinking that we pretty much in the right track because, you know why I know the right track? Because we do with sort of compassion and with the love and with our own, with our love for our loved one. And what more is that, you know, you see and you want to serve your purpose. And that is the most beautiful thing. So now, when Mary Beth have a yacht, we can all fly over there.
Yeah, we're all going to fly in our helicopters.
Absolutely.
And Roy will start the Blab Island over there. So
and we're going to have one big party. We're going
yeah,
to celebrate. We're going to celebrate each other.
Have to have more than one party. You got to have one party every month or so.
Right.
That's right.
We're going to have the for very forgiving environment, but we will not afraid to disagree, right? Because we need to grow. Because if you know, we just want to be so happy and we afraid to be different. That's not good.
No, it's good. It's good to have those open discussions and and respect each other's opinions and thoughts, because that's how we grow. I believe we all have the same. I believe we all have the same goal, and that's very obvious. That we want to help people. We want to change the world. Sometimes we just have little different ways of doing things, and that's okay. And it's just being respectful of each other.
Yep.
Agreed.
Oh, Tony sent me a note, and he said, "I am watching your blab from your website." Woohoo! How great is that? That's so exciting!
Wow!
Oh, did you post?
How do you do
the
that?
embed?
So you did this live embed? Cool.
Yes.
You embedded that into your website. I'm gonna have to try that.
Is the guy that you have to asking for help, because that's what he helped me doing that. Thank you so much.
Can you drop the link?
Oh, Roy wants you to post a link to your website. Huh?
I'd like to. I need to have that website bookmarked too, and I don't have it bookmarked yet, unfortunately.
Okay, my website that you're talking about.
Yes.
Wherever you're live streaming your blab to or from.
Yeah.
So you take that little thing that says embed, and then you underneath your name, and then you embed that into your website, and people can go onto your website and watch your live stream.
Yeah,
well, I didn't know that. I learned something new today. Oh,
I am so excited that
that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Yeah, it's so great. Thank you. I'm excited. I
think we should ask some of the people in the audience here, the same question. What would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed? Is anybody willing to tell us about that?
Oh, Sabrina, you are such a great host. I'm sorry. I was so in the conversation. I apologize. Please forgive me. Yes.
All right. Jeremy, I'm going to ask you to open up a seat for someone here.
Okay.
Here, I'll go ahead.
If you would be so kind. Okay.
I asked the question just so you have it, if you want to switch to the question, if we have enough questions, but.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Juan.
Hi, Juan. You want to answer Ms. Hawtrand's question? What would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed?
Well, obviously, we know life is never guaranteed, but this will be a different scenario. Knowing that your life is guaranteed, the very first thing I worry about, right now I have a 7-year-old daughter. So my priorities is with only her. And of course, my wife is second to my priority. So with that being said, if I knew a future is always going to be there, guaranteed to, never, fail, I think my first initial investment would be to get a nice house that my daughter can grow up and live in and not worry about any kind of bills that she will have to encounter. But again, teaching her the value of that dollar. Because when you give somebody everything, they don't work hard for it. They just expect it. So we not only want to, assure that we're guaranteed that lifestyle, but we also want to learn how to make it that lifestyle and how to keep it successful from there forward.
Oh, I give you a prop right now because that is such a profound, honest answer. Because you cannot help the world or change the world if you don't change and you don't help yourself.
Right. Well, again, keep in mind, by you not trying, you can't help those that are not willing. That's the problem. If you're not willing to go for that goal, that vision that you have, or that determination that you have inside of you, you basically are giving up on a lot of scenarios in life. And life is about living it up, enjoying it, having that comfort level that you can communicate with strangers, random people you wouldn't know. But you never know if that random stranger could be your best friend. And again, I'm probably the youngest one, but I learn every day from everybody something new.
Oh, for sure you can.
Oh, I believe in that wholeheartedly because, you learn from everybody, because you learn the thing that they do something you want to do, and sometimes that they do something you don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Everybody is your teacher. If you keep your eyes, your ears open, and you're willing to accept the lesson, you will get it. Congratulations. Exactly. Congratulations. That is a very profound, honest answer, and I appreciate that so much.
So, Juan, what do you do? What do you do for business?
Well, I own 2 cell phone stores. I'm currently working on my 3rd one.
Awesome, right on. So, you are thinking. I just want to remind you, you're thinking positively, right? We're not trying, we're doing.
Right.
And I've got an open seat.
I can give my seat if somebody wants to come in.
No, we're good. Veronica, we've got an open seat. Come on in and tell your story. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. How you were talking to Juan?
No. I love to have people come in because again, see, I raised the question to really help. I am not helping, but again, I know that because with that question, make you think, and that is if you think about that and you hold on that thought for a moment, and that is the most beautiful thing. So. Roy, would you come in? Okay.
Oh, there we go. There's Roy.
Yeah,
hey, Roy.
Sabrina, you met Roy, right? Because he wants to meet you.
Yeah, I know Roy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hi, Roy. How are you, sir?
I'm a fan of Sabrina's. I am well, thank you. It is 9:13 a.m. where I reside, and I've been up all night. And I was going to go to bed like 2 hours ago, but I can't. This net friending thing has just got me just pushing to the limit and beyond. I can't believe it. I registered netfriending.com just a few days ago, and it was waiting for me. Could you believe that? Nobody snagged it.
What is friending.com?
What's that?
Oh, I was just asking about the platform. What's friending.com?
Netfriending.
Netfriending.com?
Yeah, there's nothing there right now, but netfriending, right?
Uh-huh.
Have you heard me speak on that or anybody speak on that?
I don't think I have.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I don't want to get off topic anyway.
No,
because
because I think that what we will weave that in, because that natural friending is
It's
that what we
actually
come
on
together.
topic, because to answer your question, what would you do if you knew
There you
your
go.
success was guaranteed? What I would do is I would create an environment where people could friend each other, befriend each other, and if you're not there to do that, befriend one another before you network with them in the transactional method, then you don't belong and you can't stay. I think it's a opportunity for people to take a good look at who they are, because I don't think people really know who they are. If I ask a question like, who are you? They go right away on, what do they do? And I have to keep correcting them. And I go, I don't need to know what you do. I could care less what you do, because I'm not going to buy from you, promote for you, recommend you, endorse you, or any of that stuff if you don't tell me who you are, right? And people are so reluctant to do that. I don't know why. Do you guys have a clue?
I don't think that I have a problem telling people who I am.
All right, go for it. Sabrina, who are you?
No, I don't want to get off topic. That's not. This is
I'm
Haas
on topic.
lab today. She's talking about what you would do if you knew your success was guaranteed. But Roy, we can certainly have that conversation another time. What would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed? I know you just talked about netfriend.com. Is that something you're going to build a website?
No, I'm just going to redirect it to my search engine.
Oh, okay.
It's easier to do that. I think if you hashtag netfriending and people catch on to it, I think a lot more people will be netfriending than networking, because people go, I got to network. But people go, I can netfriend. I think they seem to enjoy the activity of netfriending more than networking, because I can tell you honestly, I have netfriended from day one on Blab, and didn't even know it was called that until about a month ago, when my newest friend did a one-to-one with me on Skype, and she said she had a community and they were all net friending. And I just came out of my chair when I heard that. I said, what? Net friending? How come I never heard that before? That is just an amazing word. And everybody that well, not everybody, there's a few people that said, I'd rather network than net friend. I don't want to be friends with people. So, and that's okay. I mean, to each their own, right?
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. Because I'm totally a networker, so net friending doesn't work for me either. I want to know people. I don't want to just connect with them. I'm tired of connecting with people on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and blah 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 blah. None of that helps me know anybody, really.
Yeah, Sabrina, that's what exactly Roy purpose for his net friending, because he said that when you go into the room, enter the room, you have to come in with the mind that you come in and to make friends, to cultivate the relationship before you do any business. And that is that when at your virtual networking that you're talking about, you create the atmosphere that you want us to be friends and to mingle, to connect with it first before anything else, because I don't think that anybody only selling except how they can help each other, and they're talking about the
I think I misunderstood.
Yeah,
what you were
saying,
Roy. I thought you were talking about some kind of simple site where you just like connect.
No, you come in and just like you come into the room, just like when you walk into his site or you come into his lab, that you enter into his house, and that is you mingle with all the guests that he invited, that the people that in line with him, and then they come together and to cultivate, to connect, because we believe that we all communicate, but very few people connect. And just like in your virtually networking, you create the environment for people to come in and they connect. And that's exactly what he is going to do. But right now is he able to get a lot of people come together. And right now, is he in much a larger scale, to put people together. I write the word here when I listen to his blab. I call him the Roy Madness because he is the one that will do the blab like 9 or 10 hours or God know how many hours.
I know, Roy. I cannot believe you do that.
Yeah, he has all the people to come in just like all hours.
Too much energy in the room. I can't leave. I said the first time I did that was after a 2-hour networking event. I said, hey, I'm going to continue this because the first host who was in Finland had to go to bed. It was already late for her. I said, hey, I'll carry this over, posted the link, asked her if it was okay. She said, fine. Posted the link there. We still had, we had 15, 20 people or so. They moved over, and I said, I'll quit when the last person leaves and there's nobody coming into the seats. 10 hours and 50 minutes later, Sabrina, I'm stopping.
That's
This was on a Sunday. So I had nothing to do. So I decided to just keep going. And the energy was just, how they speak of a second wind? I think I got a third and fourth as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sent a private message to Tony and to Jeremy. I said, you guys have to go and see the Roy Madness, and because his lab is just like keep on going.
If you mean that like March Madness, then I'm in. I can do March Madness, right? Because
that's a madness. You are manning, It's just But anyway, do not try to avoid to answer my question, sir. What would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed?
I'm telling you, I would create a people search engine.
Okay, if that is your ultimate goal, that's something that...
See, my question and what I'm doing are one and the same, right? It's the same question. What would you do if you knew your success was guaranteed? So I know that my people search engine success is already guaranteed, and what would I do? I would do that. Are you saying what would I do if? So maybe I don't understand the question.
No, you understand the question perfectly well.
What would I do?
But the way I see it, if you have your goal, you can see it, you can get there. It's not big enough. It have to be out of reach. You have to stretch a little bit because that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I don't know if I totally understand that. Explain that a little bit more to me because by myself I can't reach it, but with about 100 or 200 people, I think I can reach it. So that's what you're talking about because by myself I can't reach it.
Let's say if you happen to walk on the beach and you pick up the magic lamp and then the genie pop out and said, hey, Roy, I will give you one of, whatever that is, that you can see it, you can imagine it. You just tell me, I will grant you. Is that still the netfriending?
Do you mean strictly business-wise, professional-wise, or personal-wise, or either or either? Or
either, whatever that you go to the extreme.
I would be okay, let me start at the very bottom. The very bottom is I want to be a servant leader. So a lot of people want to be a leader, but not a servant leader, right? Because so a lot of people don't like to be a servant. So serving is, I guess, washing someone's feet. That would be a pretty servanthood type of thing. It's pretty humiliating to clean somebody's feet, right? So that would be a servant. And if you can serve that person and they appreciate the fact that you even wash their feet, then maybe they'll follow you without you having to force them, right? Because that's pretty humiliating if you just do it without them even asking. It's like, hey, can I go wash your feet? But maybe you could do something different. Like maybe I could wash your car. If your car's dirty, I'll wash your car. So just serve them, be a servant to them. And if you do that with enough people, then people will follow you because whatever it is that you have to sell, right, such as a product or service, they'll probably buy it and or recommend it to their network /tribe/friends simply because they know you, like you, trust you. That's what you're building. You're building that rapport with people by serving them. And I'm not really into physically
Okay.
washing people's cars, but I certainly will give them.
So in that line of thought, I would like to respond to
Service.
that, but I need to ask you a question.
Sure.
Jeremy have a question. How can I bring his question into the square?
Go over on the left side and change Twitter on
yeah.
the bird.
Yeah.
You'll change that to question.
Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, thank
and
you.
then just click on the blue bar underneath. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay. The idea
Right here. Is that the one you want?
No, the one Jeremy.
Here, let me put a star on it. Everybody put a star on Jeremy's question. That way it'll rise to the top and it's easier to find.
Okay. Oh, because the more star,
It's number 2 on the left side there, ladies. So you can just click on the blue bar and it'll come. Here it is.
This
Okay.
one?
No. So
If you achieve success, it's the second one from the top on the left.
There we go. I got it.
Okay, so
Sorry
let
about
me respond to Roy first, and we'll go to Jeremy. And okay, the idea you're talking about, and I think it's such a noble idea to be a service leader. You know who is the person that this Gandhi is? He is a servicing person, and he is the one that, he doesn't have a $4,000 suit. He just the man with the idea, and he go out there and he's serving and he talking to the people and he share the vision. People see what he see, and then together they come in and create the movement, right? And that is something have to be into that level. But I know that when you talk about service, you're not talking about the clean somebody's feet, but something, the idea of serving, correct?
Yeah, something where that person goes, wow, you did that for me? Wow. Where they stop to take notice and they want to see if somebody did something really good for you, and you made them feel really good about who they are and also about you, then they're going to want to follow you just voluntarily. It's just what people do. And we see it on Facebook, and we see it on, every social media site where people follow you for all the right reasons as well as some of the not so right reasons. But I'm saying if you are a servant leader, then you're guaranteed followers, because it's a guarantee. And if you do anything less than that, it's not guaranteed that you will receive followers. See, I believe that the right people that should be following you will be following you when you do your best to serve. Zig Ziglar said it best. I got a quote for that too. Zig said,
if you help enough people to get what they want, you will get what you want. If you help enough people to get what they want.
Correct.
That's what you're talking about.
Exactly. And so my idea to befriend everybody is to help them get what they want. What do they want? They want more friends. Because when you have more friends, it sounds like that they know you, that they like you, and that they trust you. And every social media, strategist and expert and whatever you says you need to be known, liked, and trusted, but they don't tell you how.
Okay.
Well, that's true too.
Or, Sabrina, you want to finish with that thought?
No, that's really true. Everybody, and in fact, I just had that conversation with Christy Smallwood this morning. Everybody talks about the know, like, and trust factor, which is great and wonderful. But we really have a serious crisis here in 2015. People don't know how to connect, and they don't know how to be genuine.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter whether it's virtual or one-on-one; they cannot do it.
Yes.
So
and
we have a huge opportunity to teach people that.
Absolutely. So, Sabrina, you see it. I see it. So I say it like this. If you don't know what you don't know, then get with someone who does.
Yep.
And so it's real simple. Everybody who's teaching anybody to be an entrepreneur says start with the lowest common denominator, which is answer this one question which has 2 parts. What problem do you solve, and for whom? And the minute you say that, and the minute you put that out into the atmosphere that is within earshot, they're going to say, I am that person that you can serve, because you've identified that person. And what you just said, Sabrina, That's the solution I have. People know they're supposed to be known, liked, and trusted. The problem is no one is really, in my humble opinion, showing them how to do that en masse at the lowest common denominator and using hashtags and Blab. Those two tools, a hashtag and Blab. And when I say a hashtag, I don't mean just Twitter. I mean wherever hashtags are sold, right? Go to a website that has a hashtag near you and use the word net friending. And if you're doing it correctly, you'll be here on Blab soon enough, and you'll be able to bring more people onto Blab soon enough. You want to bring tribes of people onto Blab at a time. Listen to this. I've been wanting this to happen since I got online back in 1996, because there was such a thing as an email list back then that people had. And if I know I'm on an email list, let's say Mari Smith, Sabrina, do you guys know Mari Smith? Who is the number one social media person that you would say?
Facebook, she was, a few years ago, she was everywhere. But now, just like equally shared by a lot of people. But Mary Smith was the person is the Facebook thing.
Yeah, exactly. So way back in the day, Fast Company dubbed her the Pied Piper of the internet of Facebook. She is like the Facebook go-to person. And even Facebook had to realize that, and they just hired her to help train.
They did? I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's working. So she gets the news from Marky before we get the news from Marky. And she gets it because she's right there in the same room with him, helping him to put out what needs to be put out. Because if Marky is not renting her brain or paying for her brain before he puts stuff out there, he's crazy. And I know that he would be. That's why he's paying her to do the corporate clients and everything else for Facebook, which is about one of the smartest things he's done. I don't know Mari personally, but here's my point. My point is, even before she got this gig, I'm connected with Mari Smith because in the very beginning when Facebook first opened up, I was there, she was there. I said, let's be friends, and she said, okay. And so, that's no big thing, and she doesn't know me, but that doesn't matter. I'm just reporting the news and letting you know this. She's one of my top 10 people that I want to go to and say, hey, look, I have this idea for a people search engine, and here's how this works. So let's say she has a email list of 100,000 people, just to throw an easy number out there.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. No.
I'm very, 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 I can't say it enough, interested in finding out who the other people are that are on her list. And if I can sit down with them right here, like I'm doing with you, with you, Sabrina, and with everybody that I've already done this stuff with, and I know that my commonality with you is being on the same list with Mari Smith, oh my goodness. Can you imagine these types of conversations when people know that this particular blab right here is just from the people that are on Mari Smith's list, and she's allowed us to use a hashtag to identify ourselves, and we end up being right here, just building relationships of the deepest kind, and then everybody wants to be on Mari's list so that they can join? Okay, enough said. I don't want to get too deep into all of this. This is just something I feel that needs to be shared. Sabrina, I don't know what you're doing over at your networking place, but I would love to know more about that, starting with what is point B. Of all the people that do what you're allowing them to do through your service, through your product, through your time, through your efforts, what happens to said person? What is the end goal for them individually and collectively, if you don't mind?
To make new connections, to make international, national, local, international connections. It's straight up full on everyday networking.
So people are very happy to do that as far as saying, oh, what, networking? I don't want to network. And do you think everybody is, I mean, do you have any, how do I say, guidelines, not rules, but guidelines to help people to know how to network when people are sort of kind of networking incorrectly and they're being, I don't know what the word would be, ostracized for that?
We've never had to
Where I would be
ostracize
put off.
anybody, but there is there is an agenda, you know, just like there would be if you went to a
Right.
local networking event. You have a
Right.
short presentation of some kind, then you have introductions, you know, and then we exchange contact information, and people can reach out later depending on the time frame. Then we have some, you know, there is some opportunity to talk to others back and forth. And we also teach people how to network. So yeah, there is some structure for sure.
Are you familiar with the gains exchange that BNI has and uses for their members, where it's like it's a one sheet with specific questions. You both fill it out and then you give it to one another so that you have a little deeper reference point and commonality that may be seen just on in print, and you can do the actual paper exchange, you know, before you actually meet. So you have some time to do some thinking about, oh my goodness, look, this is really great what they have in common here, and do a little bit more research. Or is it just kind of, the reason I'm asking all of this is because I see a possibility of an opportunity with you, for me, with you, depending upon how open you are to hearing, because I think you have a lot of the things already in place that I still need to be in place.
Let's chat,
Do you
Roy.
follow?
You know, you have
Okay.
to open dialogue somewhere for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Let's
come
talk
into the
offline
meeting
further.
too.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Sabrina, ask him to come into the one of the event that you have.
Yeah, we have one tonight, Roy.
Yeah, I'd love to just watch, be a fly on the wall, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I mean, whatever. If there's opportunity for me to do more, then yeah, I would love to as well, probably. So yeah, tell me what time and where, and I'll be there.
Here, let me give you the link. I will get the link for you.
I thought I just did. I didn't see it.
Oh, did you do it? I didn't
I
see it.
don't see a link
Here's
there,
the
huh?
link for. Here's the link for tonight, right there.
Nice.
So,
Do I
yeah.
need to do anything other than just show up?
Well, you need to click that link and register to get the links
Oh,
to enter
there's
the
a registration? Okay.
Yeah.
Then you
But
open
yeah,
for
I mean-
anybody, right? Just that you want to invite
Oh
everybody.
yeah, it's open for anybody. Absolutely, of course. So yeah, come on, join us, and yeah, Roy, let's exchange some contact information there tonight, and then we can set an appointment and hook up.
I will see that very
great, I'm
beneficial
in.
partnership between you two, because you guys, the two people with two great idea, and if you merge them together, it will be a great thing.
So, I want to take a break for a moment. It's 12:37, and I want to wrap up our recording. Not that we
Okay.
can't stay here and hang out, but I just want to remind everybody that you can find Ha Tran and myself here every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And Ha is a life coach, author of
Empowered by Hope.
thank you,
Empowered by Hope.
I've got Ha for Hope in my head, which is your tagline, so I can't seem to get past that. And where we talk about some interesting questions and make you think a little bit. So
Yeah.
we will see you next Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, same place. Come join us then.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
And then before I want to turn off the recording, I just want to again say thank you, and also want to remind you that you are worth it. So let's live your life with no regret. Let your vision guide you, and let your passion lead the way. Until next Wednesday, I'd love to see you